So far, little is known regarding this site. What we do know is that it has been found within the Kola Peninsula. More expeditions to the area are desperately needed merely so we may pinpoint its location. Could, as the images suggest, we be looking at the tip of a pre-flood pyramid, one undoubtedly built many millennia ago by a now lost civilization? Scientists who have previously made an expedition to the site believe that the Kola Peninsula may be the ancestral home of the most ancient civilization on Earth, with some in the team courageously putting forward an argument for these huge stone slabs having been created no less than 9,000 and as far back as 40,000 years ago. With the fortunate development of ground-penetrative radar upon satellites, we may just be on the precipice of unlocking yet another lost secret of our forgotten past. Noted as being aligned with opposite cardinal points to that of Giza, perhaps these ruins buried beneath many meters of sediment have escaped the clutches of tomb raiders. Perhaps it will be the place which finally reveals to the world, intact, remains an archaeology of this now lost yet clearly once highly capable group. We will keep you posted on any further updates. It is a discovery which we find highly compelling. There is a conspiracy regarding our past, which, if true, so big, so far-reaching, it would not only have drastically changed the course of human history, but hidden by world powers for generations through the facilitation of false flag events and even battling world wars. A claimed alternate reality, which if found true, is a secret discovered and attempted to be given to the masses over the years by some of the greatest yet also most ostracized minds of our age. A conspiracy that would not only explain the existence of inexplicably enormous buildings throughout our world, with seemingly no explanation for their constructions, materials, methodology, or real age. A theory which would not only explain the past purpose for the Great Pyramid, but also the exact purpose for their construction, their purpose for being. A lost civilization, one which apparently possessed world peace, constructed enormous grandiose buildings, and had access to limitless, completely free wireless energy throughout their world. And although such claims may appear to many as mere fantasy, a fairy tale, I would like to present a far-reaching sequence of events. A significant, although at present circumstantial array of evidence which, if all eventually corroborated as fact, will make you reconsider the entire world around you. One which, although you may find yourself in today, if this lost place finally successfully unraveled, could change forever. There have long been claims of a supposed mud flood, a mysterious event occurring far back within Earth's history. But what if this flood far more recent? What if through some process of mass migration, this civilization was simply replaced, an enormous section of history erased, stitched together with pieces from other chronologies all together? This is but one theory. Whatever happened, the buildings don't lie. What could have happened to this civilization? There is significant and quite strange evidence to support such claims of their prior existence. A world flood, which possibly wiped them out. This flood redistributing enormous levels of Earth over different areas of the planet, in doing so burying many parts of this lost civilization's legacy, with what survived often being left partially submerged in mud. Additionally, many of these buildings having photographs indeed claim to have been taken just after their construction. These buildings often found on hills, but also seemingly surrounded by no roads. Why build structures of such size without first installing roads? Perhaps more importantly, how does one accomplish such a feat? Furthermore, there is a notable absence of people in all of these images, as if our modern civilization merely re-inhabited these places a mere few generations ago. However, this does not explain the presence of native Indians within the Americas prior to its Western colonization. Yet, the conspiracy goes much deeper. Tartaria originates within, or was possibly rediscovered by Russian nationalists. Thus, its roots or the truth of the conspiracy perhaps lay within a dark secret. Perhaps Tartaria itself, a failed supremacist civilization. Could this explain the absence of it within world history, and indeed the abandoning of their accomplishments? And although these old magnificent buildings are found throughout the West, are now argued as also that of this lost empire, many of the buildings synonymous with Russia are claimed by the original proponents of the theory as the original capital of Tartaria, a conspiracy Walt Disney perhaps used as inspiration for his design of Disneyland. Yet undoubtedly the most compelling claim is that of them seemingly possessing free, limitless, wireless energy. Something which none other than Nikola Tesla, it has long been claimed, was trying to give to the world. Why would a civilization with access to such great gifts not share them with others? And why would they, along with Tesla's work, be hidden from the greater world? Tesla also infamously claimed to have deciphered the secret of the pyramids, and with the newly discovered anomaly found beneath Khafre, could the Great Pyramid, along with Tesla's discovery, have something to do with an energy field, one which is found all around us, yet has been decidedly hidden? One that is claimed to have not only powered Tartaria's streets, its lamps, buildings, air vehicles, the entire Tartarian Empire. A field such as that of the ionosphere, possibly utilized for the navigation of airships, and ether, which by mastering its polarity allowed for free unlimited air travel. Could the UFOs we are seeing today be an advanced form of this technology? Could we be at the forefront of exposing this lost history once and for all? Regardless, the question remains: why, if this civilization true, was it hidden from the world? Did it fall into a trap of its own making, failing in their responsibility to possess such powerful gifts? It is as if entire chapters of history literally changed and were then stitched together to conceal a guilty secret. Yet, again, I digress. We find the possibilities and indeed the evidence for the Tartarian Empire highly compelling. Although mainstream academia would like you to believe that the many astonishing ancient ruins found throughout our planet were built by our primitive yet well-studied ancestors, the reality is that these ancient ruins were in fact built by a now lost, yet once highly capable global civilization. One that not only mastered the use of the wheel, but we now believe developed technologies similar in advancement to our own. And although they may not have taken the path we have into modernized civilization, the abilities they possessed, the technologies undoubtedly developed over a timeline far more vast than that which we have been led to believe, have the fingerprints of their past existence, fortunately for us, still found and unable to be hidden all over the world. Advanced ancient machinery, not only to cut these massive stones, the scars of which, as mentioned, still visible not only within the quarries, but upon the stone itself. Antiquitech, which allowed them to move these stones over incredible distances, and then to seemingly set them aloft to top one another with ease. The question, what happened to this civilization? Indeed, what did they know? What did they figure out about our universe? Not only their ingenious discoveries in the mastery of stone shaping, carrying, and building, but the secrets of the universe, many of which we are not yet to discover ourselves, or are merely getting a grasp of. Incredible cardinal and other ancient alignments, some claimed to even mimic the magnetic field layout of the planet, more commonly known as ley lines. Not to mention the astronomical alignments all but proven to have been built into the layout of these many unexplained sites across our planet. Why did sound resonance seemingly play such a significant role in the creation of ancient India, with many temples and their accompanying resonating pillars etched with 3D visualizations of sound waves, even emitting these pure frequencies when struck? Why did sound, or perhaps the atomic resonance of the universe itself, play such a significant role in the inspiration for the design of these magnificent ruins, if not hinting at a vastly superior knowledge of their surroundings? One they were possibly trying to convey far into the future, perhaps even to us now. A history and story far more advanced than the one we have been led to believe academically. The mastery of water in Peru, with many of these polygonal water temples like those of Ollantaytambo, or the many claimed Mesopotamian sites, all sharing not only this mastery of water, all still surviving into the present day, but, as mentioned, all polygonal, a technology and building methodology we are yet to decipher, let alone replicate en masse without modern machinery. Ancient pyramids found throughout the globe, which, as mentioned in previous videos, many not even known of until a few years ago due to mainstream suppression, all aligning with the constellation Orion. With the interior of the Great Pyramid itself claimed to replicate that of the inners of the human brain, as if suggesting that these sites the path to true enlightenment, as if reality itself built out of them, or, as posited, demonstrating a superior understanding of the reality we find ourselves in. Clues to the creators of these sites' incredible knowledge and abilities, ones which they seemingly left to us as a gift. Yet, I digress. Another caveat of this field of study is that of Tartaria, and indeed the incredible work that has been done in dissecting the truth in regard to many of these marvelous, yet claimed New World buildings found across the world, all claimed as those of the modern colonies. But could the reality be that they too, as these researchers' evidence would suggest, again the work of a now lost ancestor? One again lost by a cyclical deluge, a natural event, which rewrote history and allowed us to claim buildings, clearly built with lost Antiquitech as our own. A civilization which may have ventured into these secrets of antiquity, deciphering them as we are, allowing them to discover methods of harnessing free or, at the very least, seemingly limitless energy, creating technologies some of which still survive, yet many, such as those based on the forbidden study of the ether, lost to the past. The true existence and evidence of the machines of Antiquitech is an area of study I find incredibly interesting. For there is undoubtedly still proof existing, evidence of these machines still to be found worldwide. I feel it is only a matter of time before a complete intact machine is found, but found while the media, or at least the public, present. Not during one of the many media blackouts experienced when new finds are made within the Great Pyramids, clearly suggestive of past controversial discoveries, perhaps even these exact technologies. Advanced developments that will finally blow the mainstream paradigm, one which lacks any explanation out of the water, once and for all. It is a journey of discovery which we find highly compelling.